And he has this wrap up of what he was talking about in episode 9, where he's like, I work with all these people that the people I see the most, I don't know that they consider me friends. I don't really have friends. My job is my entire life. So when he goes out there and he brings his whole team out and thanks each one individually, and it's a little Remember the Titans Kumbaya. We could just audio clip the Dave Franco intro.
Yo, Dave Franco here. Alright, I'm a little fucked up, but I'm gonna do my best to recap the last episode because a lot of shit's gone down. So, the gang is pumped to be in Vegas for CinemaCon, which is like a big convention where the studios present their movies and shit. When suddenly, Griffin tells Matt that Continental is getting...
Okay, you know what? You could have done anything to start this episode. You could have just started in the middle of it. But I'm glad they gave us a recap since it's a two-parter. And it's Dave Franco.
Yeah. Matt throws a wicked party where Zoe Kravitz and the gang do way too many shrooms. Especially Griffin, who's so fucked up it's fucking scary, man. So they gotta sober him up before the presentation, but they lose.
And letting Dave Franco do it in character. Dave Franco, who's fucked up, really well done.
Matt Bellany, they'll be fucking fucked. Patty ends up finding him, but she doesn't know about the sale to Amazon, so she calls Bellany to come see Griffin all messed up. So
yeah, I think what I love about movies like this and shows like this is you get to let real actors play themselves, but who are playing maybe a fictitious version of themselves.
Yeah.
Or characterized version of themselves. Because I'm like, is that actually who Dave Franco is? Maybe it is. You know, maybe that is who Dave Franco is.
Maybe. Every time I watch something with Danny McBride, I'm like, that's just Danny McBride. I don't think he's acting. Yeah. And then later you see and you're like, oh, he's like a really intelligent guy who's planned this all out and like created this whole entire ecosystem of a world. You're like, okay, maybe he's not just like the fuck you, Bran. Okay. But for this one, I'm like, this is Dave Franco when he's high. It has to be.
Yeah.
Like that they harken back again to old movies without going so tit for tat. Griffin Mills, Bryan Cranston is definitely Weekend at Bernie's through the hotel.
Yeah. Where they're literally tied his legs to their legs.
Yeah, they pass by Matt Bellany and there's no big deal. Oh, he's a little sick. Okay, yeah, we'll see you at the presentation. It's nice that like they don't dwell on it too long, but you have a way to get him in there that works for the plot.
It is so funny. Again, like really lowbrow humor. Like that is, it's so stupid, but it works. It works.
When they get to the stage with the presentation and Zoe's there and they're like, is she better now? She's like, I am Blackwing. I am Blackwing? Where's Zoe? It's like, nope, she's still high off her ass. This is great.
Yeah.
Tyler, the marketing guy, is like, I went to bed early last night. Who's not on drugs? Are you all high? It's kind of fun, you know? We have to have one voice of reason there who gets to see the whole thing go down.
Yeah. I think this scene, because like basically it happens a couple times. One where you get Dave Franco's character, who was beat up in the last episode and he's broken and bloody, walks out on stage to, as the broken and bloodied and beat up version of himself, to intro Alphabet City. And he does a great job at it. He walks out there, and with the camera work, they do a good enough job to get this teleprompter in there to show that he is not reading off the teleprompter.
Yeah.
He is not reading off the teleprompter at all. He is just winging it. And he's doing a really good job at it. And then he comes off stage and what does he do? He passes out. He like collapses or something, or he starts crying.
He's like, take me to the hospital. Call the paramedics.
It reminds me of Babylon with Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie, where you get that scene where Brad Pitt's character is just drunk off his ass.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they call action, he just turns it on.
Yeah.
He just turns it on and just delivers this fantastic monologue and can just turn it on. Like they're such talented actors that they can literally just turn it on and off like that. And the same thing with Zoe Kravitz. I'm pretty sure that's what she does, right? She is high off her ass. And then as soon as she gets out there, she just is
boom,
perfect. She just can do it.
Right before she goes out, they're like, Zoe, you're going to be able to do this. Her agent's like, you can't do this. Please don't go out there. And she goes, doesn't matter. It's okay. We're all just skin sausages. We're all skin sausages. And you're like, good God, don't ruin this. And then, yes, she just stands straight up, gives her little monologue for Blackwing. Okay, walks off, and then has a full meltdown and has to walk away. It's funny that Patty Lee, who's not high, has the biggest struggle because the teleprompter's not ready. And she just goes out there and biffs it straight. And you're like, this is how it goes. The storytelling is honestly the talent for a reason. And the execs are totally butchering it.
Yeah.
I do love, again, with the referential humor, Stoller gets cold feet about going out there and talking about Kool-Aid Man, and Sal threatens him and gets in his face. He's like, listen, if you go out there right now and stall, I'm going to give the sequel to Sean Levy. Which, for those who watch movies casually or just don't know, they're like, whatever that means. Are you going to Google it? I don't know. We're going to help you out. Sean Levy is the director of Free Guy and Deadpool Wolverine, and he's like buddies with Ryan Reynolds, so he's doing all this Ryan Reynolds stuff. Mm-hmm. Night of the Museum, but it's kind of a punchline because no one wants to be fucking Sean Levy. They do because he makes money, but you just know everyone's going to give you every sequel because it's a knowable name. Yeah. It's a good joke, well written. For people who don't know, you got to go look it up. For those who do, you're like, yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah. Matt has to go on stage. Now, this is the part where I want to ask your opinion on it, of how it ends, because it's a little cheesy, and for me, I kind of see it as this is the way of saying goodbye to the audience. In case they don't get a second season, we ended it on this note. How did you like the ending with Matt going out there with a speech?
I don't remember it.
Okay, well, that speaks to a lot.
Refresh me.
Matt goes out there because Griffin's not ready, and they're like, crap, Griffin Mills can't do it, and Matt's like, I'll do it. And he steps up and has his last little character arc moment of the season of, you know what, he's the annoying kid, he's bothering everyone on set, everyone has to corral him, he's constantly up and down with his ego, but when push comes to shove, he walks out there, and he has this wrap-up of what he was talking about in episode 9, where he's like, I work with all these people that the people I see the most, I don't know that they consider me friends. I don't really have friends. My job is my entire life. When his mom's calling him out. Right. So when he goes out there, he gets vulnerable and emotional, and he brings his whole team out and thanks each one individually in front of the whole CinemaCon audience. And it's a little Remember the Titans Kumbaya. You're like, okay, that's sweet.
Yeah. I was thinking about this. I was like, is this a show that gets a season 2? Or is it itself just kind of like a finalized, finished work of art, right? Because I don't think they really give us an answer on whether or not they're going to get sold to Amazon, right?
Yeah, they don't give us an answer. Yeah. They don't tell us that there's going to be a season 2. Almost like Platonic, another Seth Rogen Apple TV Plus. Yeah. They didn't really tell us what's happening at the end of that. They said that now, like recent stuff in the last 2 months, other outlets have been publishing saying there is Platonic season 2. They're recording, they're doing episodes. We don't really know. There hasn't been enough, like, Hollywood Reporter hasn't said, here's set photos. That's what I'll say. Right. So the same thing here of we're not really sure. So they do end on the weird note of, is it done? Sure. I don't know. At the end, like, it is kind of like a good wink from them to the audience of like, hey, thank you for watching. You know, this was a lot of fun. See you around. Yeah. I love that there's one more laugh when Griffin is floating down on the little wires and then hits the ground. And I'm like, okay, it's not Matt this time. It's him. It's not Matt at the table, but it was still someone hitting the ground. And then he gets up and all he could say is, movies. Oh, right. Movies. And Matt's like, save this. Start chanting, movies. Okay. And CinemaCon's like, okay, movies. Anyway. They all just start chanting movies. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. That was good. It's kind of a good way to end. And then the streamers start coming down, and Matt is elated in that final shot. It's his Golden Globes moment. It's his moment of like, yeah, he has friends enough up there. He's done it. They made it to CinemaCon. Not all is lost, at least right now. Yeah, and that's that. Everyone should watch this. It was just good. It was just good. If you're listening to these episodes, I'm going to guess you watch this. I will say this is the show to have someone over to watch with you once in a while. Give them a couple episodes. Get other people hooked. It sounds silly to be talking about word of mouth on this podcast that needs more word of mouth, but it's true that you vote with your dollars, and they are tracking who watches what and how much. I really think if there's something that you love, you have to tell everyone about it and just force them to watch it until they do. Yeah. This is one that I've been texting everybody, telling them like, listen, I don't care what you're watching, make room for the studio and start watching it as soon as it comes out. I know they track how quickly people watch it after release time to talk about how successful it is. So this is another one of those shows that get it within the first 72 hours. Prove to people you're ready to watch the show.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get more like this.
Yeah. Because this is the kind of show, like TV, that like deserves to get made.
Yeah.
You know, like it's funny, it's intelligent, it's really well written. The cinematography is really great. The direction is really great. It's acted really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything is hitting on it. And these are the kinds of projects that deserve to be greenlit. Severance is good, but it is clearly a work in progress in a lot of ways. And it's good that it's getting attention because it's a big swing and we want big swings in fiction. But the studio it's a small swing, but it is a home run. You know, just like it just was a strong, hard connection that just like hit in. I mean, I'm going to take the baseball metaphor too far, but just hit in a lot of RBIs, you know, just like there's a lot of good setups, a lot of good payoffs, and a lot of home runs. And just like, it just is so satisfying to watch.
Yeah, I'd love to know what the budget was. I don't think I do yet. But knowing Apple's losing $1 billion a year, paying for all these shows, 45 million subscribers, they're trying to work on it more. It has to have a sizable budget, I would guess. All I know is the studio costs way less than Severance does.
Yes.
Make 5 studios.
Yeah.
That are really good, comedic, amazing writing.
And market the hell out of it. Like really get in there with the marketing.
I will say, I know it's my own Instagram. I'm getting ads out the wazoo for the show. So I'm like, hey, it's working. They put some marketing behind it. There was marketing. They showed a little bit around the Oscars. Then, of course, they went to South by Southwest and showed even more. They're doing some more with the show than I think they've done with some of their other bigger names. So I love it. And I'm like, hey, Evan Goldberg, Seth Rogen, you got the right group together. Keep making it. Or make something else exciting. Like I love Platonic. So for everyone watching, please tell everyone you know to give it a watch. It's worth your time and it's a good show. We'll be back with more episodes next week. We've just wrapped our series up on the studio. Go back and watch it, show other people. And since you're on Apple TV, keep watching more shows there. And we'll be back with interviews and more Sacred Text soon.